Hi again. Ever since we spoke yesterday about Torah and loving Hashem and loving Torah, it's been on my mind to continue this, maybe even as a series, but it's very important to love God because that needs to be the motivation in which we do the Torah commandments. That has to be the motivation in which we talk to God. That's called hitbonedut, and pour our heart out to God. And yes, we have a siddur, we daven 3 times a day, but we should never do the mitzvahs in Torah just because we're supposed to. No, it has to be out of love. We need to love God. How can you love someone you don't know? So begin to study. I would recommend the Tanakh first, because it's the book out of all our books, and boy, we have an ocean of books. Torah is endless, yeah? But besides that, the Tanakh has special things that the other books don't have, where it says Hashem said, and it shows where Hashem is happy with some people, not happy with others, and what's going to happen is consequences to people that do certain wrong things, like murdering another person and whatever. So it's very important to know what mitzvah seems to be more important, what there is bigger, and I mean, not that we're going to pick and choose which one we're going to do, no. Should not want to do any of them, but Averas, I mean. But loving God is a day-by-day thing, just like loving a person. You get to know them, and little by little, as you know them better, either you love them or you don't. And if you don't, usually you don't want them in your life or part of your life or whatever. But loving God, loving His Torah, loving His mitzvahs, loving His way of life. I now have 30-something years that I've been following the Torah. And boy, I love Hashem more than ever, and I love His Torah and Torah way of life, that no matter what's going on the outside of my body and my mind, inside is a pleasantness and a pleasure to be, and the connection is ongoing. It used to be like on and off, and now it's like perpetual. And a lot of times I ask Hashem for things that right away, instantly, it's done. And not that God doesn't serve us, we serve Him, but He's there. And some people say, well, if I believe, I don't believe. Start following the Torah. You won't need to believe reality. Yeah? Because Hashem is reality. Hashem created this world, put us in it, not to live it up, but to find our mission here, to be a beneficial presence to others, to bring up children in this world that can also be a beneficial presence to others. And purpose in this world is to fill our soul with Torah, so that when we leave this world, the only suitcase we take is our good deeds and our Torah knowledge that we learned, and basically and what we did for other people. So although we think we're in this world to make a living and bring up our kids and fold the laundry, and there's a lot more to it. Yeah, a lot more to it. And the spiritual needs to take some priority. Yeah, you can't eat spiritual, but bringing down the shefa, which is the financial standing of your family and your home, is an important thing too, because that's how you eat and this and that. So everything physical has a spiritual root. So spiritual is important. And Because, like I said, when we leave this world, it's the spiritual we take with us, not the physical. Although some people will try, they won't succeed. Anyway, Shabbos is coming, and I have to prepare for Shabbos. But I would recommend that everybody start being headstrong and learning how to love God. When you pray and He answers you, when you study His Torah and apply it, and it brings fruit to your life, when it looks like the chips are down and you say, God, please help me, and He does help you. He sends angels. I've seen people be healed of all kinds of illnesses. I've seen all kinds of miracles in my own life. Just to give you a quick little story. I gotta go, yeah. Shabbos is coming. I was up in the mountains with my children. I had been invited to go speak and share some Torah with people. It was a large auditorium. We got out of there about 11:30, and I got in the car. I was with my two little children. They were little at that time, like around 6, 7 years old. And I start the car, and we're going, and all of a sudden the car went putt-putt, and it shut off. And when I tried to put it back on, it wouldn't go back on. So I sat there in the forest talking to Hashem. And I said, please, Hashem, I have no other options but to ask you to intervene and help me. Send someone to help, please. Well, about a minute and a half later, this car pulls up behind me. And I was in Puerto Rico at that time. And the guy got out of the car and he said, you need help with something? But he said in Spanish, of course. And I said, yeah, the car doesn't, something happened to the car. And he said to me, I'm a mechanic, open the hood, let me see what I can do for you. And in a few minutes, we were on our way again. And if I would have opened the hood, we'd still be there because I don't know what to do with the hood and the stuff inside. But Hashem knew and sent the right person, and we were on our way home. And what looked like it was scary turned out to be such a huge miracle. Anyway, I've got to go and prepare for Shabbos, and hopefully we're going to continue making videos on Sunday. And I wish you a good Shabbos and blessings and happiness and everything that makes life conducive to a Machaya life, a good life, a life where we find contentment in everything we do. Shabbat Shalom.